Welcome to Quack&Co, the board game channel where every video is 10 minutes or less guaranteed, and today I wanted to have a bit of a conversation with you. You see, over on Quackalope, my main channel, I did a video about the 5 campaign games we're currently playing through. Kingdom Death Monsters, specifically with the Gambler's Chest, Vagrant Song, specifically solo players, Madara, specifically with 2 players / 3 players, Oathsworn, specifically with me and my wife, and Vampire the Masquerade Chapters, which is primarily a game that my wife is playing with one of my best friends, Michael Matthews, but I get to intrude on when they allow me to. And I kind of wanted to hear from you all. A few things. First off, what campaign games do you currently have mid-campaign? Are you currently progressing through? And second off, what do you look for in a brand new campaign game? Because as I was breaking down those 5 different games, I tried to analyze them on player count, time it takes to set up, how much space it takes in my house, but then also the core mechanics, what they're giving to you. Like, for instance, Kingdom Death is a brutal settlement builder with some really cool boss fighting but unforgiving mechanics, whereas Oathsworn, compared to that, is a heroic knight venturing into the darkness and overcoming evil foes, all to the glory of their own name. They're completely different gameplay experiences while having the same core structure. You go out, you fight, you defend, you bring home, and you build. But in Kingdom Death, it's about the group, the survivors, the settlement, the people of the lantern or the stars. And in Oathsworn, it's about you as a player, as a character, your awesome model, your crazy build, the weapons, gear, and skills that you can unlock during the course of the game. And then we had games like Vampire the Masquerade Chapters and Madara. 2 games that I think innovate in the realm of narrative storytelling, but they do so in vastly different ways. Madara is a novel that you're reading while you're playing, arguably probably best solo. But the choices that you make and the things that you reveal through that little red text window is awesome. And when you're playing with a group, there's moments that are so remarkably satisfying. It also is more of a classic dungeon crawl, more of a adventuring party D&D type of game, but when it comes to narrative storytelling, Vampire the Masquerade Chapters does something that I don't know of another game doing. Interactive, discussive, and consequential dialogue, events, and investigations. Stuff that transforms the game board while you play, and it's not a dungeon crawl or a boss battler at all. It's more of a scene-by-scene, chapter-by-chapter puzzle that you're trying to solve. But it doesn't require you to read an entire novel's worth of text immediately either. You tell the story while you play, which is compelling, but maybe not the right game for people that want a hack and slash, or people that want a complex mechanics-first settlement builder, or for people that want a game that tells a different type of story, like Vagrant Song comes to mind, right? A game that I think also tells a very unique story and integrates it in the actual experience of the game. Events that happen while you're actually fighting the creatures and story arcs that develop while you're playing, while you're in the middle of combat. It does it differently than a lot of other games do as well, and maybe there's just a lot of opportunity to innovate in the space of massive, big to medium-sized box storytelling campaign games. Maybe the world of RPG is pouring over into the design principles and the ideas we all have, but I'm really curious. When it comes to you as a viewer, as an audience member, as a gamer, as a community member, like, what are you looking for in the realm and the scope and the conversation of campaign games? If you're going to be spending anywhere from $100 to a couple $1,000 on Kingdom Death, but realistically, $100 to a couple $100 on a game that you're going to be dedicating 50 to 100 hours of playtime to before you get to the end of it, what do you look for? Is it a big, complex mechanics engine? Is it a boss-battling masterpiece? Is it a narrative-driven campaign that tells a story different from all of the rest? Do you go for genre first, like the dark, post-apocalyptic, cryptic underworld of the body horror Kingdom Death, or the over-the-garden-wall style ghost and Betty Boop art of Vagrant Song? Are you coming to a big campaign game because there's a RPG that you play, like Vampire the Masquerade Chapters, or do you kind of just want to experience your favorite anime on the table in front of you. And let's be honest, the artwork of Madara, I think, has made more people buy that game than the story itself. So what are you paying attention to? What are you investing in? What are you buying and backing and then eventually getting to the table? And then on top of that, alongside that, do you actually finish and play through the campaign games that you start? I know in my case, it's not often that I make it to the end of the story. As much as I would love to, I find that life gets in the way. Game groups fall apart, people move, and it's a lot of commitment to stick with one game over a dedicated period of time. They start to become a lifestyle game in some ways. We just finished playing a full campaign of Kingdom Death, and the best way for us to do that was, well, doing it all in a single week. And right now, we're struggling to keep the 5 games that we have running up and running. It takes time to organize, coordinate, and get them to the table, let alone film like we sometimes do. But with myself and my wife, we actually might be able to make it to the end of some of these over the course of the next year, and I intend to. All 5 of these games are games that I enjoy for vastly different reasons and want to see the full story arc of them. They're all remarkable and things that I would recommend to people that are looking for big box, expansive experiences. So, you as a viewer, as a flavor text lover, as a RPG fanboy, as a gamer, what are you looking for? What are you hunting for in the realm of campaign games? What draws your attention first? Story, lore, narrative, artwork, a strong mechanic system, a expansive dungeon crawl, really cool miniatures or no miniatures at all? What is it that makes you decide to invest time, energy, money, resources into a project? And what are the ones you're currently playing? Do you think you'll finish them? If so, how soon? I'm really excited to read your all's answers and get more insight into what it is this community experiences and loves. I know a lot of you say that you joined the Quackalope train because of our love of story and adventure and narrative flavor text. Like, we took a little bit longer than everyone else to sit and read the actual beginning of the book. And yet, I don't know that I have a good sense of what you all love, because I love kind of the whole gambit. I love it all and want to play and experience as much of it as I can, and I don't come across a lot of different applications of storytelling games that, if done well and done in a unique way, fall flat for me. If it's a bad game, then certainly, but most of them, most of the ones I've experienced that are big and notable, aren't bad games, they're just unique. But they are commitments. If you watched to this point, I want to put a little plug for myself here. Vampire the Masquerade Chapters, the reason we're doing a whole series of videos on this game and on campaign games in general, is currently over for its second printing on Kickstarter. If you follow the link in the top of the video description down below, you'll not only be backing what I think and have historically thought is a remarkably innovative game, but you'll also be supporting Quackalope. So, if you want to support our channel, follow that link down below. The more people that we have that click that link and back the campaign, the better our channel will do. And the more support we'll get from Flyos Games, respectfully. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Remember, less time watching means more time playing. And we'll see you later.